Meme zawe de jen cheren ze cheme chembe wangbo nyambe yang dubu ma lun jong de sangwe da ganjen kebe zu jen zong ka pa lo sang cha be xia la so wang de.
This series of online instruction that he's giving is about how to tame our minds. Every sentient being, every samsaric being has the negative minds, and we all have it. With the negative minds, it causes sufferings. With these negative minds, they are samsara. The suffering is the nature of the samsara, and in the liberation in the palm of your hand has this stated very clearly that in the aspect regarding the aspect of the downfalls of the samsara, there are one way. There are six meditations. First is neba meba. It is the suffering of the uncertainty. In samsara, there's no certainty in terms of the families, of the possessions, of the sufferings, of the happiness. They are always uncertain, neba meba. And for example, at this moment, we are alive this moment, everybody feels that they're healthy, and for the moment, yes, but tomorrow, if we can contact something and we fall sick, so this is uncertainty. And today we have we have placed such a confidence in our family members, for this moment, and husband, wife, or families, and children and parents, that they can all change tomorrow. And like other things like fame, like benefits, you go into something thinking you're gonna gain some benefits, and next thing it turns into something that cause you problems. So the the uh, the uncertainty of the sufferings, because the moment it can change and brings you great suffering. The second one is momba meba. It means unsatisfiable desires. All the sentient beings, humans or animals, anywhere, we all have desires. The root of the desires is greed or attachment. If there's attachment, the desire will come and it causes unsatisfactions in us. You have one piece of clothes, you want a second one. You have second one, you want the one for the winter, one for the summer, one for the spring, and one for the autumn. And then you want this color's clothes, that color's clothes. You have one purse, you want second one. This is also the suffering. It's wamba nieba. The third one, it is the body. We again, we have to lose the bodies. It means when the death comes, we need to, we have to give up these bodies. And so this time, for now we're human, and in next rebirth, we if we're reborn as in a god's realm, so we are gods, we have a body of gods. Or we, next life we reborn in lower realms like animal, we're going to pick up an animal body. So we always have to change our bodies. So this body, is like a hotel. We all know what happens in the hotel. We only stay for a few days, then we have to leave. This is the body. It come with us when we born, but when the death comes, we have to get rid. We have to lose it. And how many bodies have I had? If you really want to know, you know the bodies we have had is it's deeper and wider than the oceans. It is taller than the king of the mountain in the universe, Mount Meru. And because we have every life, we have the ending like this. And This is the nature of the samsara. If we don't stop the samsara from the root, it will never stop. And the fourth is called the Yang Miang Nian Cang, means that after we die, we have to go to the bardo and uh, bardo, and then we have to look for our next body. And so how we become a human, when the parents who have karmic connection with us, when they are in the positions, the consciousness, our consciousness enters, and this is how we start the conscience of humans. So this actually is sufferings. We tend to think baby come as a it's a getting pregnant is a happiness, but in nature it is sufferings. So we have to really think about this. And the fifth one is up and downs. And we have experienced such violence through our lives. For example, in some countries, they have reached, the presidents with such a power and authorities. After the presidency, they go to jail, and then there's dictators, have such a control, absolute control over the people and over everything. But over a period of time, when they lose the dedication, when lose that authority, they either be killed or had to commit suicide. Even for ourselves, our minds, our emotions that have been going through up and downs, so many times in daily life. It's exhausting just thinking about it. And the next, the real suffering. Another one is, when we die, all the things that accompany us in this life, we have tried so hard to gather them, to keep them around us. We have to leave them behind. Families we leave behind. They are possessions leaving behind. Our mind walks through the death alone. And so all this, we have the sense, make us feel sense of loneliness. You know, it, it is a nature of the samsara, but it's meaningless. And so there's a great meditator says that, the illnesses exist, so the pain exists. So when our bodies fall illnesses, it's not surprising. And if the body has pain, it's not surprising. But if you don't want illnesses, if you don't want the pains, stop the root. And so get rid of the delusions. This is a very deep and profound wisdoms. And just to listen once or twice, come across the teachings, sit in for a session one or two, it is not enough, because it's not often deep enough for our minds to generate a real connections with these wisdoms. So we need to constantly thinking about it, and watch, be aware of what the daily events in our lives, and to recognize those sufferings. When we look at those and know those are sufferings, and don't cheat ourselves. Uh, so, so then these are generals, but and we have individually we have countless sufferings, all unique. But in general, we have the in general we have the sufferings of being born, growing old, aging, and death. And then there's also a great suffering of leaving the loved ones, separating from the loved ones, or separating from our favorite things, and then meeting with unpleasant enemies or unfavorable things. And then another one would be that we can't find what we are looking for. It has so much sufferings. Everybody has. This is general, not not, someone has it, others don't. This 7, everyone has it. And the root, because the root of those are the attachment, anger, and ignorance. We all have that, have those 3, and thus we experience, all the manifest of the 3s. And the root of all this is the ignorance. So, now that we know, the root problems, we have, we're in a position to do something about it.
Meme Zawe Dejen Cherenzi Cheme Chimben Wangbo Nyamben Yang Dubu Malun Jonde Sangwe Da Ganjen Kebe Zujian Zongka Pa Losang Chakbe Xia La So Wangde Meme Zawe Dejen Cherenzi Cheme Chimben Wangbo Nyamben Yang Dubu Malun Jonde Sangwe Da Ganjen Kebe Zujian Zongka Pa Losang Chakbe Xia La So Wangde